Okay, so since I came home, it's just everything came to a head, and I really had to said that I just didn't like the way I just didn't like anything the way they just my caregiver can like she always has opinions and now and she just problem is her it's like her way of just being such a just always and she yells at me because she gets frustrated and she yells at me and just really gets me frustrated and just builds me up. But I've said things that have hurt her, I've disrespected her, and yeah, and just now I've basically lost all that respect. And in some ways, like she's right, like for example, like public affection is just a lack of self-respect, and you know, you know, I think I myself have been acting so proud and had no respect of myself to begin with, ever since I moved here to Red Deer anyway. So, just it really can it really is kind of I'm really caught between a rock and a hard place, and there are things, and I mean, I think I'm may also have been exhibiting behaviors of ADHD and impulse control disorder, and like I mean, it's just not a very comfortable mind for me to live in anymore. But like, yeah, I don't know if there are things that there are autistic traits. There are also traits of chronic post-traumatic stress disorder, and like I cling on to things a lot. I've always feeling like I need approval, and I know I'll never get the approval because I had no respect for myself, nor did I have any respect for others. Like I mean, I've lacked that self-respect and all for 20 years, and now I just can't do it any longer. You know, sometimes I just sometimes I wish I could just leave this world be, and just be in a place where I can or be in a place where I can just be cared for 3.5 years. And, yeah, because this crazy world is about to come to an end as we know it. And, just I'm kind of right now I'm kind of on the fence. Like I really, really want to be able to just move on with my life. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I need to get over it. I need to speak out, and I need to move on with my life. And I'm afraid of, I fear those, and and the moment I've given in to fear is when that darkness came. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. And right now I just gave everything for suffering. I'm finding myself so alone in my own life. I mean, I have some friends who still care for me, but they don't see they don't see the tears that I cry in my eyes. I don't cry to anyone else, but there are times where I feel like I just deep inside I feel like I'm gonna cry. Even though I try to hold it back, but I still want to cry. And it's largely due to the fact that, like, I'm trying to function in this world, by masking my tendencies or trying to, like, it's like I'm trying to live up to everyone's expectations, and it's just not working. And just never. Yeah, it's not easy. And another thing I wanted to talk about is repentance, and coffee has been another thing, and it can bring me on seizures, grand mal seizures, and and I think it's time for me to put repentance of coffee, and just start living a more simple life, and like I know it's just I know it's hard, but repentance is never easy because you're so used to the sin, and you're so used to the pleasure, the temporary pleasures it gives you, but when they're gone, like, you feel like you're just nothing. You feel empty. It just never seems to fill that emptiness, and what it feels like for me, like, autism and addiction are a very bad combination, and for me, like, the sweets and caffeine are the big ones, and now they took their toll, and now, because I'm and I just want to be able to. Now I feel like I have no choice but to make it work and just walk away from the coffee for good, because it just burns. It just doesn't really it only brings me fleeting satisfaction, and I feel like I have to just turn away from it, and like, sometimes I just wonder why life is so hard, but and I realize, like, if it's true that I am one of God's elite, then I'm gonna have to like kind of realize that I've been set out different from everyone else, and I've been, I feel like an alien sometimes, and it happens to be for a reason. Anyways, that's just all I can say for today, so I'll just end it here because I'm about to get some supper going, and, well, another thing too is that, just say, until next time, I'll post another video. Bye.